My best friend of 5 years just stabbed me in the back and got with my ex. And she thought I wouldn't find out, but I did. So let's do a story time. Her and I have been best friends off and on. I say off and on because she's always done things that just don't add up. But for these past 2 years, we've been solid. Like, I see her almost every single day, and when we don't see each other, we're always FaceTiming. This just happened, so I'm still freaking out. When I was with my ex, she would always insist on us three hanging out. Like, me and her couldn't hang out alone anymore. She'd always want him to come. And her excuse was, oh, because I want to get to know him and I need to make sure I like who you're with. After the first day that she actually met him, I forgot about this. She went and followed his Instagram, and she didn't even tell me that she was going to follow my boyfriend at the time. Like, she just went ahead and followed him. But why did she only like one picture? A picture of him from 2 years ago. Just of him. So I screenshotted it and sent it to her and just asked her, hey, like, why? Her excuse was, oh my gosh, I was stalking his page late last night to make sure like there was no girls. I was just trying to be a good friend to you, and I must have accidentally liked his selfie. I'm little delusional over here, and I believed her because she was my best friend. Oh, trust me, it's about to get way worse. I would always go to my job at a certain time. Like, my schedule has always been the same since I started there, and my boyfriend at the time would always bring me lunch. He told me he was craving Chipotle and he was gonna bring me Chipotle. He would always show up at the exact time I'd clock out for my lunch, but for some reason that day he was running a little late, and this is where I put pieces together. Him and I would share locations with each other, so I was easily just able to see where he was, but I also shared my locations with my best friend. It was at the same Chipotle that he was going to. So instead of watching his location, I just started watching hers. I saw her location slowly start moving towards my job. So I thought, delusional again, that they're coming to surprise me. Like, he came with her to surprise me. Until I saw her location stop down the street from my job. When my boyfriend showed up without her, I asked him, what were you guys doing together? I know you guys were together. He told me he had no idea what I was talking about and he had not seen her. So he denied it, so I went and asked her. And her story, same thing. I was not with him. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just a coincidence. She claimed that she didn't want to be in our drama and she's just going to turn her locations off permanently with me. I'm not even going to talk about him and I, but just know that we split on bad terms. But of course, when we split up, my best friend was so there for me, so supportive, and was telling me how he was trash and I didn't deserve him, and she knew all along. So how did I figure out that they've been secretly like with each other? Her and I had plans for that, and she told me that she had to cancel because her family's beach house was going to be open and no one was Airbnb-ing it, and she said that they were going to go. Normally, when she'd go to her beach house though, I'd always get invited, and this time she insisted that it's just strictly family. So I decided I'll just take myself to Target and have like a self-care pampering night. And when I was at Target, I heard my name being called from somebody behind me. It was her mom and little brother. Then she asked me, wait, why aren't you at the beach house with my best friend? Then I flipped a Uno reverse. Well, why aren't you at the beach house with my best friend? When I tell you guys how bad my stomach dropped, then her mom says, well, I know she's there because the Ring doorbell keeps like sending me notifications. When you get a gut feeling, you just know. So I asked her, pull that up right now. And sure enough, there they were. My heart is like absolutely shattered by both of them, but just mainly because my best friend could do something like that, and I just feel like actually no, that story was from Reddit, and I would definitely invite that girl to Big Hearts Only Club, which is an all-girl group here in Southern California that gets together to make genuine friendships within women. For any girl who's struggling to make genuine friendships or just finds themselves feeling like their friends could be wishy-washy on a dime, that is why I created Big Hearts Only Club, for the girls and the girls only who support one another, encourage, and uplift, and aren't like that girl, and are not like that girl. Big Hearts Only Club on Instagram. I'm gonna go read more Reddit stories.
Hey guys, Get Ready With Me. Well, I tell you guys how I almost got into a fight yesterday. So if you remember my last Get Ready With Me, I had told you guys how that weird boy was supposed to get these black girls to fight us or something. And yeah, that never happened. So when we were outside the gym during blast, which is at the end of the day, we were just sitting outside the gym, me and my two friends. We were just sitting, and then the boy had came bursting through the doors outside where we were, trying to give main character, and he like walked up to us and he just started arguing with us. I don't know what he was saying, something about my TikTok. I'm pretty sure he was mad because I posted a story time about him. But if you're mad that I'm posting a story time about you, then stop bothering me, because that's what the story time was about. So we were not bothering him, nothing. We were literally just chilling outside the gym, being to ourselves, because there were so many people crowded in the gym. Like, it was all the 8th graders crowded around in the gym, and like there were balls flying around, everything. Nobody wanted to get hit, so we just sat outside the gym and we were just chilling. The first time he had came out, he just started arguing with us, and I was like, we were all just sitting there, like, not saying nothing, because like, what do you expect us to say? I mean, none of us understand him. But he was saying how I posted a story time about him on my TikTok and how I need to stop making videos about him. He was also like, how do you speak Spanish on TikTok but you don't even understand what I say? Like, oh babe, it's not just me that doesn't understand you. Nobody understands you. The Spanish teacher doesn't understand you. You expect me to understand you? No. Anyways, after the first argument, he had went back inside the gym, and then the second time he had came out was a teacher and some other girl, the girl that I was telling you guys about, the one that doesn't like me and was calling me a cow with him. So then me and her and him, we all started arguing. And yeah, I was arguing with both of them at the same time. And the funniest part and the most craziest part was the teacher was standing right there watching him argue with me. And then he had got in my face, like we were like this close, arguing. And then she didn't say nothing. I looked over at her and then she finally said something. Like, girl, what are you doing here? Do your job, you're a teacher, what are you doing? So we were being really loud, I guess, or he was actually being the most loud. I was literally just sitting there laughing in his face. Anyways, so after that, more teachers started coming out and more kids started like looking out and stuff, obviously, because there was an argument. I mean, I would do the same thing. But my PE teacher had came out, and then she got mad at me. She was like, I need to stop arguing and stuff. And she tried to blame me and make it sound like it was my fault. And I was like, girl, you don't even know what happened. Why are you trying to get on me for? And then she was like, you're right, I don't know what happened. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, you don't know what happened. I was like, what do you mean? It happened to me. I was literally right there. Why would I not know what happened? And she tried to get all smart with me and go back and forth with me. And she made me go to the office. And while we were walking to the office, I was like, why aren't my friends coming too? I was not the only person arguing. So I was like, guys, come on. And she was like, no, they can stay. I was like, what? And just to be clear, this is that same PE teacher who had tried to make it seem like it was my fault the other time when I was arguing with that girl who had came up to me in PE class. Yeah, this is that same teacher. When we finally got to the office, she had told me to sit down. I was like, okay. And then I was just sitting there, and then she had said something to me. I was like, okay. And then I was just sitting there waiting for the principal, and then the principal finally came. And we have two principals. One is a lady, one is a male. So I was talking to the male principal, and then the girl and the boy were talking to the female principal. So I was telling him my side of the story while they were telling the other principal their side of the story. Basically, I started telling him like what I told you guys, how they were going to get these black girls to fight us and stuff, and what had happened, how it started and stuff. So then the female principal, she had came in while I was telling the male principal what had happened. And then she was like, so why is it still continuing? So then I tried to tell her the story, basically what I told him. And then she was like, no, why does this keep going? Like, she interrupted me. And I was like, do you want me to tell you? Or... So and then I didn't even get to really tell her. I was like, I don't know. And she was like, well, since you guys both don't know, they were gonna figure something out. I was like, okay. So after that, she had walked out, and I just kept telling the male teacher what had happened. And it was like 3:40 when I started telling him, and when I got sent to the office. So I was telling him, I was talking to him for about 20 minutes because the bell rings at 4:05. So after the bell rung, the day was over. And they had already left, and my friends had told me that when they were leaving, they were laughing with the female principal that they were talking to. But when I was talking to the female principal, when she had came in and interrupted me and the male principal, when I was explaining to her what happened, she was like, why is this continuing? I was telling her, well, he's the one who started. She was like, no. We know you do something. We know y'all do something too. I was like, do we respond? Yes. I was like, I'm not just going to let him disrespect me like he's already done enough of that. Of course I'm going to respond. I'm tired of him bothering us. So she was like, oh, so y'all continue it too? Do we start it? No. Do we say something back and defend ourselves? Absolutely. And I said that to her and the male principal. Absolutely. Anyways, after the bell rung, I had left out, and I was walking downstairs. Obviously, everybody was already gone by the time I got out the office. So I went downstairs, I went outside, and I saw my friend. I was like, where's my stuff? because, like, I didn't have nothing with me. Like, when I was sent to the office, I didn't have nothing with me. I didn't have my phone, my headphones, my backpack. I didn't have nothing. So I was like, where's my stuff? And he was like, oh, our other friend put it in the office. So I had to go all the way back upstairs to get my stuff. And then when I was walking up the stairs, when I got into the hallway that we were arguing in, there was like a bunch of teachers crowded around. I'm pretty sure these were the teachers who were watching what happened. And when I was walking past, they were all in a whole circle, so I had to walk through them. When I was walking past, I heard one of the teachers say, no shame, and shaking her head. I wanted to turn around and say, no shame about what? So bad, but, you know, I didn't. And I was really not in the mood. But obviously she was talking about me, because who else was she talking about? Anyways, when I finally got into the office, my stuff was, like, scattered around. Like, it was, like, in a whole pile, and then my backpack was on the chair. So I started grabbing all my stuff, and the office lady was like staring me all in my face when I was getting my stuff. I was about to say, oh my gosh, I wanted to turn around side of her so bad, but I didn't. And I just hurried up and grabbed my stuff, and I left out. And then I finally got to the bus, and I had texted my mom immediately. Directly when I got on the bus, I immediately started texting my mom, and I told her exactly what happened, and I told her what I had said to the teachers, like when I was telling them, you don't even know what happened, the tone, everything. I told her how it all started, everything. Then I told my mom, I sent her a picture of all the emails I sent to one of the administrators just this year. There's 8 emails I sent about the same person just this school year. Like, think about how many I sent last year, because this has been going on since last year. And it started with my male friend and him, but then I guess he started not liking us too because we were friends with him. So then it continued with me and him and my whole friend group. So my mom should be going to school bright and early on Monday to talk to the principal and whoever else she needs to talk to, because I feel like these teachers are really picking favorites. Like, if you're not talking to them every day and smiling in their face and kissing their butts, then they're not going to be on your side. Sorry. Because why is the principal laughing with a student that had just gotten into an argument, but she was being all smart and rude to me? Like, she thinks she's so scary. Like, we had meted before, like, all of us, we had all met, and she was saying how this was gonna stop. But girl, you're not scary, so it didn't stop. During that meeting we had, I had told her, like, I really don't think this is gonna work or anything. I still feel like it's gonna continue. And she was like, well, since you guys are meeting with me now, it's not gonna continue. Well, girl, it continues, so what now? But yeah, I had told my mom exactly what happened, the tones I used, everything. And she was like, well, after you had just got into an argument, anything you say after that does not matter, because you were already heated from the argument. And I was like, yes, exactly. I also think I forgot to mention that he had got in my face and my friend's face. We both have no contact with him. So he did that in front of the teacher, and she just sat there and watched. Anyways, we're still figuring everything out. But yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Hey y'all, get ready with me while I tell you how my friend group of 5 went to 4 in one night. I had this wonderful friend group of 5 girls, of course, and it was just a regular hangout night not too long ago, actually, during spring break, and I had all my girls over. Until, of course there's always an until, the one girl in our group, let's call her Lily, we were as a group collectively deciding which Disney character reminded us of each. I know girls get their feelings hurt easily, and no one was like mean or anything. Like, I was Rapunzel, someone else was Belle. Like, you know, it wasn't mean. And we got to Lily. I don't even remember what they called her, but she ended up getting her feelings hurt and started like shouting and making it a bigger deal. We were doing this discussion in the kitchen, and so I looked around and there was a butter knife on the table, and I said, why don't we do a talking butter knife? So basically, if you were holding the butter knife, you could talk and nobody else could, because everyone was shouting at this point. And being 100% honest, this actually worked, except for Lily. She did not want to do the talking butter. We ended up stopping the game because it got too much because of Lily, and we just went on our way. Well, anywho, a few hours had gone by, like maybe 2, and we had not seen Lily. So because I was hosting the little sleepover, I decided to go, find her and check on her, because again, she is our friend. So I looked for like 30 minutes, couldn't find her. I'm calling her name, and I'm looking in the bathrooms, and I go in my little sister's bathroom. It's completely dark, and she was sitting in front of the door in the dark of my sister's bathroom. And, like, she heard me call her name and didn't respond. I practically pushed my way through this door to sit down and talk to her, and she's basically, like, crying, and I'm, like, scrolling on Shein, and I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, nothing, continuously, right? And then I just leave, because if you're not going to tell me what's wrong, there's nothing I can do for you. Okay, so I ended up going back downstairs, and then I heard her talking super loudly right close to my mom's room. At this point, it's like 3 a.m. She has to get up for work in about 2 hours, and she's sitting there talking super loudly on the phone, and I snapped. So I go to the room where she's at, right by my mom's room, and I'm like, hey, listen, you can be upset, that's totally okay, but you cannot sit here, be loud on the phone when my mom is trying to sleep after so much she does for us. She ends up refusing to move and gets louder, and I'm being calm, patient, no cussing, nothing. I wasn't being mean. I was like, listen, you really need to move. You can go to the living room, you can go to my room, you can go outside, but you need to move. And when I said she could go outside, she goes, so you're kicking me out? No. Well, at this point, she's on the phone with her mom or grandma, and she's screaming, cussing, yelling, begging to come get her to pick her up because we're ganging up on her, when I was literally just, it's giving pathological liar. Like, I tried to be nice, but you're not getting your ass up and moving, and you're going to wake my mom up, and she's gonna get mad at me. And so then I got mad, and I was like, get your ass up and go. Now, now, go. I was so mad. And she finally gets up, goes outside, sits outside, crying, cussing at her mom, like, come pick me up. And she's like, it's 3 a.m., I'm not picking you up. She's like, I don't give a shit, come pick me up. You know what I mean, right? Ends up convincing grandma, mom, I don't know, to come get her. And so we go upstairs. I was like, you're not coming back in, like, with this state of frantic manic. You're not. And I left the door open. She's sitting right there by the door, and I'm like, we'll go get your bag, it's already packed, because it was the last night they were spending the night. Bring it down, we bring it, go, right? And then she's like, calls her mom, and her mom's like, walk to the end of the driveway and we'll get you. And I was like, oh, thank the Lord. This story time doesn't even grasp how loud, rude, disrespectful, like, she was to everybody. Like, there was so much more you had to live it. And those 4 girls, I'm sure they'll comment, like. So she starts walking to the end of the driveway, and I was like, I wouldn't want to walk to the end of the driveway at 3 a.m. in the dark by myself. My driveway is super long. And so I was like, we'll walk with you. And she was like, no, go yourself. I help you. Super rude, and we were all calm and chill. No one was cussing, no one was nothing. So we're like, we're just gonna walk behind her. So she's walking, and she's like 20 feet above us. So she ends up sitting on the road of the highway by my house, even though, like, she didn't want to be by us. Like, that didn't make sense. Her sister goes and checks on her, and Lily swings on her, and her sister just backs up and walks away. I was like, you know what, fine, you can stay there. So her mom pulls up, right? She gets out of the car, and she's trying to pull up my driveway, and I'm like, you're not about to pull up my driveway and be loud and wake my mama up. So, like, she didn't end up pulling up ever fully up on my driveway. Like, I stood my ground, and she's, like, all upset, and she's talking about somehow she was going to protect her babies or whatever, and, like, of course, like, I get that motherly instinct, but she wasn't getting the full story. She was just getting Lily's story. Anyway, so her mom ends up trying to get her sister to come home as well after Lily just gave us death threats, and of course she was like, no, I'm not going, I didn't do anything. Everyone's crying at this point. They're shouting, screaming, cops being threatened to be called. So overdramatic. I mean, it was all girls, so, like, anyway, Lily's uncle was there too, and so he ends up calming everyone down, which is the only time a situation a man has ever helped. I'm just kidding. I can't say that. Which is a situation a man has ever calmed down. And so basically he calms it down and gets her to leave. And she leaves, and she ends up blocking me. She blocked me. Lily blocked me on everything. One of the beautiful girls from the 4 friend group now. Anyway, bye beautiful people.
These are all the things my best friend of 13 years did to me that made me cut her the fuck off. Also, this is your sign to stop keeping shitty people in your life just because you've known them a long time and you go way back. Because going way back means nothing if they treat you like fucking garbage. So number one, if I liked or showed interest or even got the slightest bit of joy out of something in this world, she had to fucking hate it. And I don't mean just hate it. She had to despise it. She loved to just go on and on about how terrible she thought the things I liked were every single time that we hung out. It was so fucking weird. It wasn't like dislike, like it was passionate hate. And I swear she would like half these things until I liked it and then she had to hate it. Another thing she would do is intentionally like reach and go out of her way to make me feel unimportant, not good enough, like etc., ugly, whatever the case scenario was, not interesting enough. Like she would just gas the living shit out of everyone around us, like all of our other friends, but make sure she never gave a single compliment to me. But when I say gas up everyone else, I mean like worship the fuck out of every single girl in the friend group except for me. I was like, girl, what did I ever do to you? And since she had that cute little era where she hated everything I liked, the only thing I ever really got from her was criticism, whether it was like about how ugly my outfit was or how stupid my style was or whatever the fuck. Like she literally wanted me to know how unimportant she thought I was. Like it was her fucking mission. And that's like a dumbass little thing girls will do if they're like jealous of you or they give you like I want to be you vibes, is they will purposefully just gas up every single person except for you, especially if they think you're like the prettiest person in the friend group or whatever. Not saying I fucking was, but definitely she thought I was because she made it her goddamn mission to make me feel unimportant. But as for the one thing we did have in common, we both always wanted to be YouTubers since we were super, super little. That solidified for me. And it eventually became my full-time job. And like immediately after my channel blew up, she tried to start her own channel, posted like 2 videos and then fucking gave up. But ever since that, she's been breaking her goddamn back trying to get me to quit. I shit you not, this girl would call me up randomly and be like, I don't think you should continue social media. Like, internet hate can get really bad. Like, out of fucking nowhere. As if I've never, like, gotten internet hate. Like, as if I don't know what it is. Or if I have, like, a really good month with views or something, she'll be like, oh, social media is so oversaturated. Like, I really think you should, like, quit or, like, find something else. And that quote, they say, that's, like, the only people that will talk you out of going after your dreams are the people that already gave up on theirs, is fucking accurate. Also, genuine question, like, are you fucking dumb? Like, you think I'm gonna, like, get off the phone with you and be like, she's right, I might get hate, I have to quit? Like, what the actual fuck? I hate when dumbass people call me telling me dumbass shit. Not to mention, when I was going through one of the most toxic relationships of my entire life, like, fully being, like, traumatized, she stopped being friends with me because I wouldn't break up with him. As if it's, like, that fucking easy. And I don't know, I don't care if y'all come for me for this shit. The way I look at it is, I will be there for my friends no matter if I fucking agree with it or if I don't. I'm not afraid to tell them if they're wrong, but even if I think they made a stupid decision, I will never fucking abandon them. After I finally dumped him, obviously she came crawling back into my life, and guess what the situation was? She was in her own little toxic relationship, and I was there for her like a fucking dumbass. Where was she when I was going through mine again? Oh yeah, she fucking left me. Can't even say anything though, because that's my own dumbass fault. Honestly, the list goes on and on forever, but this is getting a little long, so let me know if you guys want a part 2. But always remember, just because you've known that they existed a little longer than the next guy, doesn't mean that they're still not a shitty person.
Get ready with me, Storytime edition on how I got into my first fight. I'm gonna like drag it out a little bit, but oh well. So basically, I started being friends with this girl, and she introduces me to her friend group, and everyone just loves me at this point. Everyone starts being friends with me, hanging out with me, even when she's not there. So I guess she felt some type of way, but I didn't really care, to be honest. So she likes this boy in our friend group, and he likes me, but he basically likes everyone. So I kind of didn't really care if he liked me or didn't, but she really liked him, and he didn't like her, and he basically liked everyone. So I don't know why he didn't like her. JK, I know why. But yeah, she starts moving like, oh, you want him, da-da-da-da, knowing I did not want him at all. Like, why would I lose a friendship over a boy? Like, no, I'm not that type of girl at all. And yeah, basically she finds a new friend group, and they press me. Yes, I get a little bit scary because it was 3 of them and 1 of me. Yes, my friends were around, but still, arguing by myself. So obviously, I just let her talk, and I'm like, hit first, and obviously she is not going to hit first, and she did it, and I finally catch her when she's by herself, y'all. So I end up forgiving her, but then me and my friends are hanging out, like, I don't even know, I don't even know where we're actually. And we get into the elevator, and I was like, get out the elevator, because she said something so, like, out of pocket, y'all. And I said, get out. And she was like, why? I was like, get out. I was like, I want to fight. And she was like, oh, why? And I'm like, girl, like, what are you talking about? I was like, you always trying to punk me, da-da-da-da. And she's like, nobody's trying to punk you, girl. And I was like, nah, you're by yourself now. And if you're really about it, like, let's fight. And we end up fighting, da-da-da-da. And we get downstairs, like, the fight's over. And I literally dismissed her from her own building. Yes, we were in her building. I dismissed her from her own building. I was like, you're done, bye. And she was like, no, what are you talking about? And then she catches me outside, y'all. And when I tell y'all don't even want to know what happened next. All right, that's part 2.
Get ready with me while I talk about how I got blocked by a super famous TikToker. Okay, so I feel like I need to give you a little bit of background for this. I started TikTok in 2019 when I was 14 years old. I basically started out doing POVs, which a lot of you guys may know me from. And if you go to my account, you'll see I have 1.2 million followers, all from my POVs. When I started POVs, they were not popular. Like, POVs did not become popular until 2020. And like I said, I started doing POVs in 2019. Basically, for those of you who don't know, my POVs were comedy skits. Basically, like, POV, you sit with the pick-me girl. POV, you sit next to the hey Dylan girl. Like, if you guys know, you know. They were very specific, and nobody was really doing POVs at the time I started doing POVs. Like, a very few amount of people were doing them. So fast forward to 2020, more people were doing POVs. It became kind of a trend and kind of popular, whatever. And I started getting comments being like, hey, like, you're literally copying this girl's videos. And I was like, okay, whatever, like, that's weird. Like, I wasn't copying anyone's videos. Or I would get comments like, hey, this girl's content is, like, really similar to yours. And then people would tag her, but I couldn't click on the tag. And at the time, I was like, whatever, like, I don't know, like, I didn't really think much of it. Like, it was just a couple comments here and there. Like, it wasn't anything crazy. Until my friend, Alana, reached out to me and was like, hey, are you getting these comments too? Like, people are commenting on my videos saying I'm copying this girl and I can't click on her account, blah, blah, blah. So whatever, it was super weird. We were both, like, confused, but we didn't really, like, think much of it once again. Like, we were just like, whatever, like, it's just, like, people being trolls or something. But as time went on, people kept commenting that, and I just got to the point where I was like, okay, like, I need to check this girl's account out. Like, it's getting out of hand. So I checked this girl's account out. I had to make a whole fake account because I couldn't click on her @ So I figured I must have been blocked or something. Like, I was like, who is this girl? Like, I don't know who she is. And I start looking through her videos. And I'm like, wow, her videos are doing really good. Like, good for her. Like, okay, now let's watch some of them. And I kid you not, you guys, her videos were exact replicas of my videos. Like, word for word. Like, she would change a couple words, but the whole POV was my POV. And you may be thinking, like, Katie, like, why is that a big deal? Okay, well, first of all, she obviously knew it was a big deal because she had to block me in order to steal my content. So she knew what she was doing. And also, it was like, it's one thing to steal someone's content, but you gotta remember, I was making POVs, so I would make scripts, and those scripts would take me hours. Just to have another girl copy them and literally be getting millions of views. Like, guys, I'm not kidding, this girl had millions of views from my content. And Alana's content. It wasn't just my content she was stealing, it was Alana's content too. And who knows how many other girls. Or I guess creators, I should say. Alana ended up getting pretty mad about this and kind of called her out on her spam account. And then guess what happened? This creator blocked her spam account. So basically, this creator became super popular from completely stealing other people's content. And today, she has millions of followers, and I mean millions. I'm not even gonna tell you how many, because I don't want you guys to, like,
know who I'm talking about. But she literally has millions, and at least 3 million of those followers are from stealing my POVs and Alana's POVs. Like I said, like, this is such a first world problem, and you may not understand why it's a big deal, but as a creator who makes original content and came up with scripts and spent hours on them, it was kind of just like, like someone stealing my content, like, after I just worked so hard on it, and hers is doing better. Like, her content was doing better than my content, which was the original. Yeah, I'm not gonna call her out or anything, like, I'm not gonna say her name. She knows who she is. Not that she can see this video, because I'm still blocked to this day. But yeah, like, it's just, like, super unfair. Like, and I'm not gonna even sit here and lie, like, I might be, like, guilty of stealing someone's content before, but I would never steal somebody's entire script that they probably worked so hard on. Not even that. Every time I've ever taken content from somebody else, I've tagged them and given them credit for the idea. None of that. She blocked me from the get-go. The second she started making videos just like mine, she had me blocked. Never even knew about her. This went on for, I would say, a whole year. And that's a big part of the reason I quit making POVs for a good 2 years, was because it was so annoying to have my content stolen from me and being done so much better by somebody else. I guess you could say I'm jealous, but at the same time, it's not really jealousy if it's literally, it's my content and it's doing better on her account. Like, it's just a different person saying what I wrote, the script I made, the bit I made. Whatever, done with my rant for today, done with my makeup, but yeah.
If I was a bad bitch, I want to suck me too. Story time on how I almost got into a fight at the movie theaters the other day. I'm gonna give you beautiful ladies a few seconds to go ahead and grab your little snacks, because baby, I'm a proud big back and I need a snack for every fucking thing. Y'all, I literally keep a basket of snacks in my bed. I don't know if y'all can see that, but yeah. Okay, y'all, so I took my mom on a mommy-daughter date to the movies because she wanted to go see It Ends With Us. I don't even fucking like romantic movies, y'all. I'll be in my feelings and shit. I don't want to watch that. But I was like, yeah, girl, let's go. Y'all, we get to the movies. We're watching a movie. We're having a blast, a ball. The movie is actually really good. I liked it. Y'all know that one part in the movie where, like, it's happily ever after and you get, like, really excited? Okay, so that happened. And when that happened, I had let out a little, you feel me? Like a little, like a hooray. Okay, but it was like a quiet clap. And then, all of a sudden, my beautiful, angelic, rainbow, majestic fucking peace was disrupted. I had heard somebody say something. Now, mind you, we're in recliner seats, so I sat the fuck up. And I looked at my mom, I said, what did she say? This girl had the audacity to tell my mother, can y'all stop talking? Girl, I don't know what possessed you to think that you could talk to people's mama like that. I turned to the girl and I was like, oh, are you trying to enjoy your movie? She was like, y'all had been talking the whole time as my mom is telling me what the girl had said. What the fuck? What type of fucking crack are you fucking smoking on? Y'all, I got anger issues. I hate people that talk through movies. Because, like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like it's rude as fuck. And I'm not a fucking hypocrite. So I know damn straight me and my mom wasn't fucking giggling and talking through a damn movie. So this bitch was dead delusional. Now it's smoke. Because, like, what the fuck you got going on? I just want to let y'all know on some insight, like, my brain is constantly playing, like, elevator music. No. It's playing, y'all know that song, Sunshine, Lollipops, and Rainbows. Hold on. That's the song that constantly plays in my head. I'm a very jolly green person. And then, like, you know when, like, you know that sound where it's like, rear? That's what it sounded like. And the music stopped. And now it's just like, fucking baby here. Ah! Everybody get the fuck down. No worries. Ah! Y'all, it's 2 in the fucking morning. Please bear with me. Okay, anyways, back to the topic. So, I had to contain myself. But I can no longer pay attention to the movie because I'm genuinely disturbed. Like, I'm genuinely pissed off. The movie ended, and I was like, okay, it's go time, bitch. I'm about to be petty as fuck. So, when the movie ended, I was fully expecting to fight this female. So, I hit a little record on my voice memo. Because, you know, I was like, damn. I also didn't know how old these females were, so like just in case, like I was like, let me just do this just in case. So once the movie ended, I started clapping loud as fuck, and I stood up in front of the whole fucking auditorium, and I was like, did y'all enjoy the movie? And then I looked down at the girl that had said something to my mom, and I was like, did you enjoy your movie? And she had just looked at me, and then she had went and looked at her friend. Now mind you, when she had said something to my mom, the lights were off, so I thought it was 2 of them, but no, it was 3 of them. They had to be pushing 200. All tea, no shade. Bro, these females could have just sat on my little paper thin ass, and I would have been fucking done. But I like a challenge. Alright, so once we're walking out of the movie theater, we had reached like damn near the parking lot, and my mom was like, you know she called me a bitch, right? I was like, girl, what are you talking about? She was like, she called me a bitch. I thought that's why you were like getting on her ass when she said something. I was like, ma, no, I was only getting on her ass because of the fact that she was like talking to you like in a rude way. What do you mean she called you a bitch? Now, my mama know I'm like a ticking fucking time bomb. So the fact that she told me that before we got in the car and drove away, bro, she knew what she was doing. So we get to the parking lot, and I turn around and I see 3 girls getting out the motherfucking movie theater. Y'all know what I had to do. I bullied the fuck out of them. I'm sorry. Disclaimer, before I play this voice memo, I don't condone bullying at all. I don't think it's okay to fight. I don't think it's cute to fight. I think we should all be peaceful individuals. I don't condone body shaming in any shape or form or way. What I do condone is going any measures you need to go to and hurting people's feelings if they talk about your mother. Because we love our mothers. So y'all, I promise, I don't like bullies. I don't like being a bully. I actually felt low-key bad afterwards, but like the bitch deserved it. I ain't gonna lie. So if you're a child under 13, no, that's not a good age. If you're a child 15 or under, please don't think that this is okay, and please don't think that just because social media romanticizes fighting and arguing and all this stuff, it is not okay. It is not cute. It's not a good look to have. I just like telling stories, and that's just how my life is. Okay, let me play the clip. I'm sorry, y'all.
I said one of these girls. Oompa doompa doopity-doo. Get in the car. I have another puzzle for y'all. Got the dumb, and motherfucking dumber. Y'all the 3 dumb triplets. Look at that. Would you look at that? Womp, 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 womp. Yo, big fat ass. Love yourself first. Start there, hoe. Fuck is you talking about? I get in the paint. I like to fight. I get in the paint. Fuck is you talking about? Come on, mama, bitch again. Come get in the paint though. Get in the paint now. Abigail. Alright. Womp, 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 womp. Fuck is you talking about, big fat ass bitch? Shut up. I'll knock the glass off your head, make you blind, bitch. Fuck is you talking about?
Get in the fucking car. You know you can beat their
I don't give a
asses.
fuck. I like to fight. It turns me on. That shit make me wet. Fuck is you talking about? Womp, womp, womp. Yeah, bitch.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna play because I don't want my whole page to be dedicated to me being a actual fucking crash out. Though I do have many crash out stories, unfortunately. But y'all, I feel like I'm really trying to hold on, let me try again. I'm really trying to grow my platform for real because I love talking, I love yapping. And we could really be like on FaceTime for real, like, bitch, we're on FaceTime, like, we're literally on FaceTime right now. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? How's your day been, Bookie? You little fine ass. Alright, let me stop. But yeah. So as requested, I will be proceeding to post more story times because I love y'all and I have nothing else better to do with my life. Peace, love, and happiness.
If you ever feel embarrassed, just think about the time I literally begged a girl to fight me so that everyone would think I was from the hood. My Swiftie, Lululemon loving ass, I was trying to tussle. So when I was a junior in high school, in my mind, I was Cardi B. And on top of that, it's just like all the YouTubers like Tana, they were all making story times like, oh, my first fight. So I thought it is literally a requirement that I have at least one fight before I graduate high school. So I decided my ex-best friend is the perfect choice. We would literally be so obvious that we didn't like each other. Like, we were not subtle at all. We'd be like,
So we rode the same bus home. So I'm boarding the bus, right? So I pass her on the bus and I see her giving me a side eye. And inside I'm like, yes, this is my moment. It's time to fight. I whip around all dramatic and I'm like, bitch, can you stop giving me side eye? And this girl, she responds back, she's like, bitch, I'm not giving you side eye. I'm like, yes, you are. So we're going back and forth about this side eye, but I'm not getting anywhere. This girl is still in her seat and I'm like, if I want this girl to throw a punch, it's gotta get a bit more serious. She had these multicolored braids that were blonde, pink, and purple. And I was like, bitch, be quiet with your Barbie dreams looking ass hair. And I literally thought I ate with that. So then eventually I'm like, come hit me, come hit me. And she doesn't, obviously. She's like, if you want to fight so bad, come hit me first yourself. I'm like, and so then I get scared. I'm like, ooh, she called me out. She caught on. Moral of the story, don't fight people. It makes you ugly. Okay, bye.
No, because one thing about me is if we're beefing and you roast me like good, like you hit me with some good shit, I can fucking appreciate it. I don't care how mad I am at you. I'll be like, okay, bro, I'll give you that one. But you wanna know a really fucking embarrassing thing? One time I made a story time about this girl who like literally freaked the fuck out on me because I didn't want to be her friend anymore because she's toxic. Shocker. The roast she said to me was like, funny because when you post videos talking about me, you gain views. And when I post videos talking about you, I lose views. Number one, never spoken about me on social media, so nice theory, I guess. And this is the real fucking kicker. Her fucking niche is quite literally commentary. Like, she quite literally won't make views without talking about other people. Her content base is other people's life. Like, if you're gonna beef with me, at least eat so I can leave with some respect for you, babe. Wait, no, because I forgot this is the same girl that I found as like a struggling Twitch creator. Like, bro had been streaming for 2 years and probably had like 200 followers and like 9 viewers. Let me know why I fucking donated to her, mentored her, got her to start YouTube, taught her how to do everything, gave her a shout out on my YouTube channel, and a bitch still has the nerve to be like, when I post about you, I don't give you. Like, don't bite the hand that feeds you, babe. I mean, it's my fucking fault. I always do shit for people that I just know don't deserve it, and it's my fault. It's literally no one's fault but mine. Proof that even the people you trust the most can still stab you in the back. Just don't get it. Those friendships where you guys have just been through so much together, so no matter how close of friends you are at the moment, you just know you would never do anything to like upset the other person or like against the other person. Guess that's not the case, and it sucks. Like, I'm so mad right now, and I'm psycho when I'm mad, and I still like can't get myself to say anything bad about that person to anyone, and I like continue to keep talking good about this person. I'm trying to help them out of a situation they got themselves in the first place after they already did what they did. I'm a no BS type of person, especially with friendships like that. Like, you do what that person just did, like, forget about it. But just know I still won't go behind your back and say stuff bad about you, even though I really just like would never go behind their backs to jeopardize any situation that they literally already put themselves in. I'm the one sitting here trying to fix it for them. Like, I'm such a person that if you do something wrong towards me that I would never do to you, you're not allowed to be associated with me. And it's not just my friendship this person was jeopardizing. No, it was my friendship with another person as well. I'm not coming on here to talk bad about this person whatsoever. I'm literally just coming on here to remind you that if someone is doing something to you that you wouldn't do to them, you do not have to tolerate it. It's 2024 and I'm really in my no BS era, and I thought they would have known that, but I guess they just get to find out for themselves. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good night. Again, this wasn't to like trash on this person whatsoever. Like, I'm not trying to like go and do what they did to me. It's just a reminder to you guys that if you're in a similar situation, you don't have to deal with it. I've cut myself off from a lot of people this year, and I've never been happier. As sad as I am in the moment about like a little friendship thing, like in the long run, you're gonna be so much happier not being weighed down by other people's selfishness. So yeah, peace out. Love you guys. Bye.
Can someone tell me why I can look decently good in a pair of bra and underwear? The second I put on a swimsuit, I'm ugly. I don't get it. Like, a bra and underwear and a swimsuit are the fucking same. I look so bad in a swimsuit. Also, tell me why I tried to buy a swimsuit and it's fucking $70 for the top alone. You're telling me $70 to show my fucking coochie on the beach? What? $70 to just cover a boobie. Coochie out. Coochie out. Illegal. It should be illegal. Need to do better. I'll not be buying another swimsuit off of Shein. I refuse to do it. Looks like we're all going naked this summer. If we do it together, it's not weird. All go swimming absolutely butt-ass naked. It's not that strange. It's only if you're like the odd man out. It's fine. It's not fine.
You know how your parents, when you're a kid, like tell you don't talk to strangers, don't go wandering off, because or else somebody might snatch you. My parents made up this fictional character. His name was Omi Dusaku. In English, it translates man with a bag or man with a sack. creative name. Omidosaku would get you if you wandered off away from your parents. In my head, I'm literally picturing a Jeepers Creepers. Big hat, trench coat, carrying a bag. Some kids believe in Santa Claus. Well, I believed in the Omidosaku. Every time you go to Walmart, there's a ceiling tile missing here and there. They would tell me that Omidosaku is waiting right up there and he's watching me. My stupid ass believe them. Why? Why would they lie to me? Why? I would ask them questions like, where did he come from? You know what their answer was? From hell. He comes from hell. One day, I accidentally got left behind in the aisle. I realized that my parents aren't there. And above me is a missing ceiling tile. I tell you, my life flashed before my eyes. I ran out of there so fast. My parents are on the next aisle, bro. Okay. But in my head, Omidosaku didn't play no game. Fast forward a few years later, I went to Goodwill with my mom. I'm 11, I'm doing my own thing, and I was by the door. It's like it happened in slow motion. I see this old ass man in a trench coat with a big hat carrying a black trash bag. And in my head, this is Omidosaku. Smiles at me. He's missing like a front tooth. Oh, it made it even worse. I was like, this is it. I should have believed them. I shouldn't have questioned them. He continued to walk away. I thought, God has spared me today. I got to my mom and I told her, you'll never believe the fuck I just met. She's like, who? Omidosaku. Parents, if you ever want to keep your child in line, tell them about Omidosaku and how he comes from the pits of hell. Okay, ciao ciao, bitch, love you.
Get ready with me while I tell you the story of how I was stalked for 5 years. So of course, as usual, I'm gonna give you guys a backstory. So I was born in Ireland, but I moved to the UK in 2015. As soon as I got to this high school, there was a boy in my high school who was absolutely obsessed with me. He was in my year as well. I have some tea, okay? He was fake age. I wasn't feeling the same way. I was not into him. I was not attracted to him. I had no interest in him, absolutely nothing whatsoever. For the whole of those 5 years, he never said a word to me, but he did everything else under the sun. I'm gonna tell you guys how it started. He told his friend to tell me that he had a crush on me. Obviously, his friend came and told me, and I told his friend that I don't like him. So then from that point on, he stalked me for the whole 5 years of high school and even after high school. So the first thing he did, after we finished school, I would do my curricular activities such as sports. He did no activities, he did no sports. He would wait for me outside of the school gates until I finished my sports, and he would follow me home. When I moved to the UK, I moved houses 3 times, and each and every single time he found out where I lived, he would follow me to my home. At first, I didn't know he was following me until one day when I finished my sports after school, I saw him waiting. I was like, who is he waiting for? All his friends are gone. There's no one for him to wait for. As I was walking home, I see him walking behind me. He didn't live anywhere where I lived. I was like, yeah, he's following me. He already knew where I lived, so even if I went in a different direction, he would still know that I'm not going home, because he knows where I live. And in school, he would never ever speak to me. Instead, what he would do, he would get his friends to talk to me, send messages from him by giving it to his friends to give to me. And he knew that I didn't like him. He knew I didn't have any interest in him. He knew all of these things, but he still continued to try to pursue me. And I realized he was following me home and stalking me. I had told the teachers in my school, and of course, if you watch my story time about how I got into the fight with those girls at school, you would know that the teachers at my school were absolutely useless. And so when I told the teachers, they said there's nothing they can do. It's not their problem, basically. He's following me home every day after school, and there's just nothing I could do about it. It got to the point where I was asking my dad to pick me up after school because I was like, I don't want to walk home when I know someone's following me. What could he do? Along with him following me home, there was also something else. Man, this was just crazy. One of my old houses, there was a park behind my house. I remember one day, I looked outside my window at the park and I saw him. He wasn't just chilling at the park. Imagine this is my house, the park is here. Looking at him from the window, you would think he's standing right in front of me. That's how close the park was. And that's how close he was to my house. And when he saw me see him see me, I've never seen no one behave like this before. He started doing flips. I remember this so vividly. He started doing cartwheels, flips, roly-polies. He was just throwing himself all over the grass. You know when animals do all those mating dances to try get the other animal to mate with them? That's basically what he was doing. I was just looking at him
I watched him for like maybe like 2 minutes. I was just baffled. I have video evidence of this. I don't want to expose his identity. He would like come to the park behind my house almost every day, do flips and tricks and stuff in the grass to try and impress me. It got to the point where I just started closing my blinds so he wouldn't be able to look in the house and see me. And then one day he stopped coming, so then I started opening my blinds again. And the next thing you know, he shows up again out of nowhere at the park. I remember one time he brought a scooter to the park. He was doing like tricks on the scooter, and he would look in my window to see if I was looking at him, like all that weird shit. Trying to court me basically. So getting to maybe like year 10, I start using social media more actively. I guess you can guess what I'm about to say. He found my social media. He would continue to spam text me every single day on every social media account I had. But he would never ever speak to me in school. It was Instagram the most he would text me on, like always DM me saying hi, 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 hi. I would block his account every single day, and every single day he would make a new account. I remember one time he sent me like an invite to his birthday party. Of course I didn't freaking go. He sent me like a really long paragraph one time confessing his love for me. I just blocked it. Not only would he follow me home, not only would he come to the park and stand outside my house, he would also text my social media, spam text me, like just do the most. So then obviously when he found my social media, like I told the teachers once again, and they did nothing because they're useless. He would even text my friends asking about me. He would spam their phone. And you know what's so funny as well? Every social media account he made, he always went by the name of he always went by the name of Chris Brown. Every social media, it was always Chris Brown. So obviously I knew who it was every time like I got a follow from Chris Brown. Not only was he obsessed with me, he was obsessed with Chris Brown as well. Even outside of school, he would still find like where I was. So if I went out with my friends or if I went out with like my family, he would always pop out of nowhere. Like I felt like I was really living the TV show You. There was one time he actually came to my house. He knocked on my door and I opened the door not knowing who it was, and I saw him. He didn't say a word. He didn't say anything. He was just standing there. I was just standing there. We were just looking at each other like. And then the next day, I once again reported it to school. School did nothing.
Get ready with me while I tell you how I watched someone. Yeah. So basically, I was in my room, and where I live, there's like this bar right next to where I live. Like, it's just always been there, like it's a normal thing. Now in the past couple of months, it's been getting like kind of busy, like more people have been going there. Also trying the new One Size primer today. This particular night it was like really busy, and I'm in my room and my mom comes in. When my mom comes in, she's panicking, she's freaking out. She's like, someone get up, they're shooting. I'm like, what? She runs into the living room and she tells me to go get her phone, which is in her room. So I go run to go get her phone and she calls 911. Y'all, this is kind of, okay, this part is kind of funny. Okay, so we run into my mom's room and the 911 operator goes, are you calling for the shooting at the whatever bar? And she says, yes. And then she says, okay, please hold. Like, wow, how 911 go put you on hold? All this is happening and they're still shooting, like clip after clip after clip, y'all. Like, this is still happening. We're watching this happen like real time, and then I look away for a second. We come back, the police is still not here. They stopped shooting at this point, but everyone is like getting into their cars and leaving. Duh. Then we're still waiting for the police to get here, y'all. Like, the police takes like a good 10 minutes to come, like, not gonna lie. Like, at this point, the person who him already left, babes. Already been down the road, down the street, they gone. Then the police come, and this guy, we see this guy like with his hands up. It's two of them with their hands up. My dog just came in, guys. Wanna come say hi, Dad? Hold on. Okay, bye. And I'm thinking like the police is like finna pat them down or something. But then he leans over and falls to the ground. This is where it gets kind of scary. Then the police start giving him CPR for like 10 minutes until the EMTs get there. But at that point, it's little, like, you can tell it's too late, and whole time, me and my mom and, like, all the neighbors are outside watching, like, hoping that he's gonna come up, like, just, you know, like, revive himself. I don't know. Condolences to the family. Like, I'm so sorry that you lost someone that night. Anyways, guys, that's the end of the look. Thank you for watching. Mwah. Bye. Love you.